Good morning, everyone. This is mathematics class of grade 8, and today I am here with lecture number 1 of chapter number 15, Introduction to Graphs. Topics which I am going to discuss in this lecture are: firstly, we shall discuss the introduction of this chapter number 15, that is Introduction to Graphs. After that, we shall recapitulate different types of graphs, that is bar graph, double bar graphs, histograms, and circle graphs. Though, dear children, in this chapter, we are not supposed to make or draw these different types of graphs, but we shall recall these types of graphs so that we may have better understanding for the main concept of this chapter. And the main concept of this chapter is line graph and linear graphs. So to have better understanding of these two types of graphs, we are supposed to first recall these different types of graphs. So let us see the introduction part of this chapter. Dear children, you must have seen the graphs in the newspapers, television, magazines, books, etc. The purpose of the graph is to show numerical facts in visual form so that they can be understood quickly, easily, and clearly. So this is the main purpose of drawing graphs. That is, graph is to show numerical facts in visual form so that they can be understood quickly, easily, and clearly. So we can say that graphs are the visual representations of data collected. Graphs are visual representations of data collected. Data can also be presented in the form of table, but dear children, graphical representation is easier to understand. And dear children, in this chapter, we shall learn about Cartesian plane. These are the topics which we are going to cover in this complete chapter. We shall study about Cartesian plane, axes, plotting, points, floating points, and graphs for different kind of situations like parameter versus length for squares, area versus side of a square. Likewise, we shall also learn reading of linear graphs, distance versus time graphs. Firstly, in this lecture, we shall study about line graphs and linear graphs. Then for this complete chapter, we shall also learn how to read linear graphs and distance versus time graphs. So firstly, recapitulate different types of graphs which we have studied in the previous classes. Now, I am going to show a bar graph. Dear children, you all are aware that bar graph is used to show comparison among categories. It may consist of two or more parallel, vertical, or horizontal bars, that is rectangles. This bar graph basically shows marks of one of the girl or one of the student in mathematics. Say you can take the marks in any of the subject in two term examinations. It helps you to compare her performance very easily. So This is an example of bar graph. Now, bar graph can also have double bars. That is known as double bar graph. Now, I am going to show double bar graph. This is a double bar graph. Basically, a double bar graph or a bar graph showing two sets of data simultaneously. You can see here two bars I have made, and this is basically useful for the comparison of data. In this particular example, we have been given a comparative account of sales, as it is given on this side, sales in kg, comparative account of sales in rupees. It should be in rupees, of various fruits. Like I have made the bars for two fruits here, mango and apple, over a 2-day period. Like this is for Monday and this is for Tuesday. Monday, Tuesday. So this graph gives a comparative account of sales in rupees of various fruits over a 2-day period. This is how we can differentiate between double bar graph and a bar graph. Let us move to now histogram. Histogram, it is a bar graph that shows data in intervals. Now, one more thing is important in this histogram. It has adjacent bars over the intervals. Now, I am going to make a histogram for an example. Let us understand this histogram with the help of an example now. So, dear children, this is the table, or you can say this table is showing the distribution of weights in kg of few persons of a locality. Now, using this table, I am going to make the required histogram. So, this is the histogram which shows the distribution of weights in kg of few persons of a locality. This is x-axis, this is y-axis. I have taken along the horizontal line, that is x-axis, I have taken the weight of the people in kgs. And along y-axis, that is along vertical line, I have taken the number of persons. And these are the intervals, that is 40 to 45, 50 to 55, 55 to 60, 60 to 65, like 40 to 45, 45 to 50, 50 to 55 likewise. So this is known as jagged line. This we have studied in the previous chapter. This is a jagged line. This shows that this is used to indicate that from 0 to 40, we are not showing numbers. From 0 to 40, we are not showing numbers. So that is why we have made this jagged line. And you must have observed, dear children, that there are no gaps between the bars. As there are no gaps between the intervals, so there are no gaps between the bars. These bars are drawn simultaneously without any gap. So this is the main difference between histogram and a bar graph. So I hope, dear children, you have understood double bar graph, histogram and bar graph. Double bar graph, in double bar graph we are supposed to make two bars, or we can show two sets of data simultaneously. And in histogram there are no gaps between the bars because there are no gaps between the intervals. Let us talk about now pie graph or a circle graph. Pie graph is also known as circle graph. Basically, pie graph is used to compare parts of a whole. The circle represents the whole. You can see clearly in this circle, this represents the whole. Now, It shows the percentage of viewers watching different types of TV channels. Like for entertainment, the number of people or the percentage of the people who are watching entertainment channel is 50%. Likewise, for informative, it is 10%. For news, it is 15%. And for sports, it is 25%. So this circle, or this is an example of circle or pie graph. In this, basically, it is used to compare parts of whole. Now, talking about the main topic of today's lecture, that is line graph. What is a line graph? A line graph displays data that changes continuously over periods of time. So the definition of line graph is a line graph displays data that changes continuously over periods of time. I will be explaining this line graph with the help of an example. Suppose one of the girl fell sick and her doctor maintained a record of her body temperature taken every 4 hours. Now I will be making a graph for this. Firstly, I can make a table. I am making a table for this example. It is basically a pictorial representation of the data which I am going to show in the tabular format. So this is the data in the tabular format. As I told you that the doctor is maintaining the record of one of the girl, when one of the girl fell sick, the doctor is maintaining the record of her body temperature after every 4 hours. So this is time, temperature in degrees Celsius. 6 a.m. it was 30 degrees Celsius. Likewise, for 10 a.m. it was 40 degrees Celsius. 2 p.m. it was 38 degrees Celsius. And 6 p.m. it was 35 degrees Celsius. So now I'm going to represent this with the help of a line graph. Now I am going to plot the line graph according to the data or the tabular form. So as for 6 a.m. the temperature was 37 degrees Celsius. This along y-axis I have taken the temperature in degrees Celsius. Along x-axis I have taken the time, that after every 4 hours the body temperature was being measured. So at 6 a.m. the body temperature was 37. So this is 37 degrees Celsius. At 10 a.m. it was 40. So this is 40 degrees Celsius I have marked. At 2 p.m. it was 38 degrees Celsius. So I have marked this. At 6 p.m. it was 35. So I have marked this. Now, dear children, you can see clearly that if I will join these lines, this will be a sort of graph. So the points are there connected by a line segments and the result is a line graph. Also, you can study the pattern of the graph, pattern of the temperature. It was more at 10 a.m. and then it is decreasing till 6 p.m. Likewise, you can see that the temperature increased by 3 degrees Celsius, that is 40 degree Celsius minus 37 degrees Celsius during the period of 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. So likewise, you can read the line graphs or the linear graphs. Let us talk about now linear graphs. Now, what is a linear graph or what are linear graphs? A line graph consists of bits of line segments. We have seen the example of line graph. joined consequently we have seen this example of line graph. In this, that consists of a bits of line segments. Sometimes the graph may be a whole unbroken line. Such a graph is known as linear graph or linear graphs. Sometimes the graph or the graphs may be a whole unbroken line. Such a graph is called a linear graph. Now, to make or to draw linear graph, we are supposed to first locate some points on the graph sheet. Now, I am going to tell you how to locate the points on the graph sheet. We will study about the coordinates, Cartesian system, Cartesian plane, axis. Likewise, I am going to give you an idea in this lecture. Further in detail, I shall discuss in next lecture. To locate a point, firstly, we should understand about coordinate system. We have drawn two number lines, that is XO X dash and YO Y dash. These two lines are perpendicular to each other. This is horizontal line and this is vertical line on a graph sheet or a graph paper I have made, and these two intersect each other at point O. You can see this point is O. So I have made two number lines XO X dash, YO Y dash, and they intersect each other at the point O. This horizontal line XO X dash is known as X axis. The vertical line Y dash O Y or YO Y dash is known as Y axis. XO X dash and Y dash O Y dash, when they are taken together, they are known as coordinate axes. So XO X dash and Y dash O Y, when they are taken together, they are known as coordinate axes. The point O is called the origin, and the configuration so formed is called coordinate system or coordinate plane or Cartesian plane. Cartesian plane. So I am repeating it. I have taken two number lines XO X dash, Y dash O Y perpendicular to each other, horizontal and vertical on a graph paper to intersect each other at the point O. This horizontal line XO X dash is called X axis. Vertical line Y dash O Y is called Y axis. XO X dash and YO Y dash taken together are called coordinate axes. The point O is called the origin, and the configuration so formed is known as coordinate system or coordinate plane or Cartesian plane. Now I will be discussing the coordinates of a point or how to plot a particular point. Suppose you go to an auditorium and search for your reserved seat. You need to know two numbers, the row number and the seat number. This is the basic method for fixing a point in a plane. Now, if I need to plot the point 3, 4, so from the origin, I need to move 3 steps. This is 3. And then along y-axis or along vertical line, how many steps do I need to move? 4. So this is the point 3, 4. This is 3 units. This tells how many units to move to the right. This is 4. This tells how many units to move up. And this is the origin. With the reference to the origin, we are supposed to move. This is how we are supposed to plot the point 3, 4. Now, this 3 is called x coordinate. This 3 is called x coordinate, or the other name of x coordinate is abscissa. x coordinate is also known as abscissa. Now this 4 is known as y coordinate, or the other name of y coordinate is simply ordinate. So we have plotted the point 3, 4 in this manner. We have moved 3 steps to the right and then 4 steps in the upward direction. So this is 3, 4. This 3 is known as the x coordinate or abscissa. 4 is known as y coordinate or ordinate. There are few points regarding the signs of coordinates. The x coordinate abscissa of a point is positive if it is measured to the right of origin and negative if it is measured to the left of origin. The x coordinate abscissa of a point is positive if it is measured to the right of origin and negative if it is measured to the left of origin. The y coordinate ordinate of a point is positive if it is measured above the origin and negative if it is measured below the origin. Y coordinate of a point is positive if it is measured above the origin. You can see all the points are positive. Here below the origin all the points are negative, so y coordinate will be negative. Now these two x's divide the plane into 4 parts. This is first quadrant. This is second quadrant. This is third quadrant. And this is fourth quadrant. So the two x's, these two are the x's, they are dividing the plane into 4 parts. You can see 4 parts are there. This is first quadrant. X, O, Y is the first quadrant, where you can see x and y both are positive. This is second quadrant, that is x dash O, Y is called the second quadrant, and you can see x is negative here but y is positive. It is clearly shown on the axis. Now third quadrant, this x dash O, Y dash is known as third quadrant, and in this x as well as y both are negative. Now talking about the fourth quadrant, y dash O x is called the fourth quadrant. Here x is positive and y is negative. X is positive and y is negative. Now one more important point is there. Whenever you are supposed to plot a point, it will always be pointed or it will always be marked in ordered pair, that is x comma y. So in the point 3 comma 4, 3 refers to x coordinate, 4 refers to y coordinate. If I talk about the point minus 1, 2, minus 1, 2 comma 2, minus 1 refers to x coordinate and 2 refers to y coordinate. So x and y taken together are called coordinates, and it is written as x comma y. X is called the x coordinate. This point refers to the y coordinate. The other name of x coordinate is abscissa. The other name of y coordinate is ordinate. So I hope, dear children, you have understood how to plot a point on a graph paper, and we have learnt about today about quadrants, Cartesian plane, coordinate system. We shall further talk about these points in detail in next lecture. So it's time for the homework now. So you are supposed to complete question number 1 to question number 7 of exercise 15.1 in book only. No need to do these questions in notebook. And question number 5 is to be done in the notebook. So all the questions of this exercise 15.1 except question number 5 are to be done in the book, and question number 5 is to be done in the notebook. I hope, dear children, you have understood the concept of quadrants, Cartesian system. You have understood how to plot the points and how to read the different types of graphs or linear graph. I have shown you the example of linear graph. Line graph, what is the difference between these two types of graphs, line graph and linear graph. So that's all for today. Thank you so much.